I would never. I just have to say, you could never convince me to do anything like this.
Clean up a murder or murder someone?
Both.
True.
Healthcare horrors.
Murder. Welcome back
Drinking some tea.
to another episode of
Healthcare horrors.
You know, I almost said
Horrors.
the wrong thing.
When you made me do that, it's so weird.
Here, whisper into this microphone 15 times.
Yeah.
Okay, but it turned out really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Alicia, your veteran recruiter.
I am Ashley, a brand specialist.
And I am Dolan, your pro knobist. Knobber.
I don't like these.
Our knob guy.
The knobs. I spin the dials.
So
No, I like knobs. See, knobs is so much better.
Now you're just making it awkward. Why is this getting weird?
It's okay. You guys should have heard the conversation we had 5 minutes before this. It was unacceptable.
We could talk about when we went to lunch with Braden and he played WAP over.
Yeah,
The
that was
jukebox.
great.
Really proud of you guys. You guys are killing it.
Thank you.
I'm sure the children at the restaurant just loved your song choice.
The bartender turned it off, and in our defense, we were trying to play Kids Bop. WAP.
The Kids Bop version of WAP.
The fact that Kids Bop has a version of WAP is deeply concerning.
It's waffles and pancakes.
Or wings and pizza.
Yeah, one of the two. I can't figure out which one is actually Kids Bop.
I don't want kids singing that at all.
No. It's pretty terrible to listen to, and
Period.
Kids Bop is just terrible in general.
Yeah, they took a bad song and made it worse.
For however long they've been doing that, since the early 2000s.
Yeah. So, in our last episode of Murder, we talked about Anthony Garcia, our own hometown murder.
Yep, he was a doctor who should have never been a doctor, so.
He didn't make it very far. He didn't even get a permanent medical license, and
But he did become famous.
sure did.
For all the wrong reasons.
If you can't be good at your career, get famous.
By killing people.
It's
Yeah,
like
is that where we're going with this?
I mean,
he couldn't help people, so if I can't help anybody, I guess I'm just going to do the opposite.
just went real opposite with that. So today we're going to talk about a dentist. We haven't talked about a dentist before.
Yeah. The
But-
dentist hitman.
Literal contract killer hitman.
Dolan looks so confused.
He was probably thinking that he was going to like pull some teeth and kill people, but that's not exactly what happens. He
No.
pulls teeth and kills people on the side.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
a side gig.
At least okay. I was like, he pulls teeth, kills people with the teeth.
Without further ado, let me introduce you to Glennon Engleman.
Applause. No.
No.
Don't.
His birthday is the day before mine, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh,
So
well, happy birthday.
it's already my birthday. It's past. I've turned 30. I was going to spend it on the beach. I didn't make it to the beach.
Damn. Next time.
All right. Glennon Engleman. He was born February 6th, 1927 in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, he was.
He was a dentist, an American dentist, a contract killer, a serial killer, and he was a United States Army veteran.
Oh, you guys have so much in common.
February birthdays and Army veteran. I'm not a contract killer.
You're not a dentist?
Or a
And I
dentist.
wasn't born in Missouri. And guys, guess what? I'm not a dentist.
Ah. So you have
You tried.
nothing in common.
No. So I'm sad though. My fellow Aquarius man is a killer. It makes me sad. Okay, well, Engleman was born the youngest of 4 children. His father was a member of the United States Air Force. He was raised in a middle-class family, and he lived in a nice home that his parents owned. I don't know why that's important, but academically, he was above average as a student in school, but he didn't excel in any specific subject. Like, he was just a good student in general.
Mm-hmm.
He graduated from a school of dentistry in Washington. It's called Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. He graduated in 1954. He used his GI Bill after he got out of the Army, and apparently he was in the U.S. Army Air Corps. I don't know if that's still a thing because I've legit never heard of it.
I have not either.
So, don't know. Engleman was married twice. First to a lady named Edna Ruth, and then to Ruth Jolly.
Huh.
He's got a thing for
Ruth's.
Ruths.
Probably
I
like
that
some.
he was married 3 times.
Ah.
Entirely possible that he was married 3 times.
He was kind of a player.
Well, as a dentist, he probably didn't like Babe Ruth's or.
What does that have to do with this? Go ahead, Alicia. I'm so sorry.
We are okay, I swear. Okay. With Ruth Jolly, he had a son named David Engleman. With his first marriage to Edna Ruth, they both planned and decided... What? Okay, so he killed with Edna. And they planned and decided on their method of killing together. So Edna Ruth Ball married another man. Okay, so obviously, because Ball is now her last name. And she raised his... Oh, she raised his life insurance and then killed him. And then they both shared the profits. So... this is really how he gets into a lot of the killing, and Edna Ruth was never prosecuted due to a lack of evidence, but from my understanding, Mr. Glennon Engleman used his wife quite a bit to marry other fellows and then kill them and get their money. So I'll let Ashley dive into that. I laughed so hard. Things came out of me.
Oh, man. Spit. Just spit all over your laptop.
I'll get a new one while I'm here. Just go to IT. Help.
So yes, Glennon Engleman was a bit of a sleazeball. He was a womanizer. During his marriage to, what was her first name? Because I just have Ruthie written down.
Edna.
Edna Ruth? Okay.
Edna Ruth and then Ruth Jolly.
Okay. So yeah, he and his first wife, they cheated on each other. They like got divorced, obviously, because she got remarried. But I have written down that they remained basically friends with benefits, and he still provided dental care to her.
Free dental care.
What a guy.
Priorities.
Also, as a dentist, he provided either free or he would cut deals with people who were
he was doing pro bono
poor.
healthcare, like cut deals. You mean like on the up and up, like pro bono, or like in exchange for like a quid pro quo type of situation, like I'll give you dental care if you...
He would offer just discounts or like free dental.
Okay, so
reading too much into
no, that's why I said so pro
Yeah.
bono. So like he's just doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah. So like part of him sounds like a good dude. Like he does good in school and all this stuff. He wants to provide free or cheap health or dental care to people and stuff, but he's really not that great of a person because he also has a lot of contradicting personality traits. While he's offering free dental work to poverty-stricken clients, he also calls them freeloaders. He's a womanizer, a bit of a racist. So with his first wife, I'm calling her Ruthie, or
no
Edna
worries.
Ruth. They kill her new husband and they collect the life insurance policy on him. So I have written down that they killed him Glennon killed him with a gunshot wound and a pistol. So 2 different types of guns. They kill this guy. Ruth gets $74,000 from the life insurance policy, and $20,000 is given to Glennon. Is that what you had?
No, it didn't give me monetary amounts, but I'm just kind of... So he got only 20,000 and she kept 54,000?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe she gave him more. I don't know. Maybe
Interesting.
she paid for dinner. Who knows?
Oh my God. Maybe she started paying for her dental care.
Maybe. So I guess he uses that money towards like a drag strip, which is a weird random fact, but this comes into play later. So he likes the idea of doing this, collecting life insurance money. He remarries to Ida. So yeah, I have that he has 3 wives.
Well, Ida was left off of Wikipedia and Murderpedia, so
Poor Ida. Even if they don't get married, he has a lot of girlfriends, like whether he's married or not. He's definitely sleeping around. He has Ida. He also has another girl on the side who is 18 years old. He's 31.
What?
Yeah. Her name is Sandy, and I guess she is Ida's niece.
oh, jeez.
And Glennon cons Sandy into the next scheme. So Sandy marries a drag strip racer named Eric Fry. So 3 months after they are married, she purchases a life insurance policy of $25,000 on him. So now it's time to kill him because she can collect money on him. So in 1963, they've been married a year, and Eric Fry is working with Glennon, and they're like planting dynamite on the drag strip. So Eric Fry thinks that he's just working with him. They're doing something.
Why do they need dynamite?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they think they're doing.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what Eric Fry thinks they're doing, but Glennon knows what's going on, and he hits Eric over the head with a rock, knocks him out, and detonates the dynamite. So it looks like a terrible accident, and Glennon is the one calling for help, all this stuff. So the police don't do an investigation. They just think it's an accident. But the insurance company, before just handing over the money to Sandy, they try doing a bit of an investigation, but Sandy ends up trying to sue the insurance company for withholding the money. So they tried, but they hand over the insurance money, and Glennon gets $16,000 from this payout.
Sally was much more generous than Ruthie.
Sandy.
All these names.
Yeah.
There's a lot of girls, and I know he uses tons of women to con them into these types of
Yeah.
schemes.
There's going to be
Wow.
lots of names in this one.
There might be a Sally.
There might be. And I have written down that Sandy actually gets pregnant with Glennon's child while he's still with Ida for some reason. But Sandy moves back in with her parents and has the baby. And it kind of sounds like Glennon Engleman very well could have had children like all over the U.S. just because of how much he slept around. 1967, where he marries another Ruth. So getting married for a second or a third time, depending on your sources. And he also finally leaves his mother's house. I guess with his first 2 wives, he was still technically living with his mom somehow.
What a guy.
This Ruth realizes that he is a murderer. She fears him. She doesn't want anything to do with this. As a dentist, he's still growing a decent client base, but because of his low rates, that catches up to him, and he falls behind on taxes. He gets in trouble with the IRS. So all of the money that he was making from those schemes, he didn't put into his business. He just blew it.
You know, sometimes you should invest money. You know? So you don't end up in trouble with the IRS.
Invest it responsibly. Not
I mean, if
just
you've got
blow
all
it.
the money. I know, but then he probably would have had to explain where he got all the cash.
That's true. Well, he should also not charge such low rates, maybe.
Or murder people.
Or murder people.
While we're on the topic of things Glennon shouldn't do.
Like, once this is all said and done, the amount of money that he does make from killing people, like, if he would have just been a responsible dentist, like he would have been totally fine financially.
Unfortunately,
Anyway,
not that smart.
Okay, so one of his dental assistants named Carmen Miranda, she's 24 years old. She gets conned into his next scheme, and she trusts Glennon. She kind of feels obligated to help him because he helps her get an abortion in his office.
What?
Yeah, so he gives her an abortion, and she almost bled to death. But
Maybe because he's a dentist and not a doctor.
yeah.
Oh, God.
But anyway, she survives. She feels like she owes him something, so she decides to help him. So she ends up marrying 26-year-old Peter Helm, and it sounds like they dated in high school, so they have a bit of a history. She takes out the highest life insurance policy on him that she can, but she does start having second thoughts. She doesn't want Glennon to kill him or anything, but of course at this point it's too late. Like,
The plan's already in motion.
it's already in motion, and Glennon basically tells her, well, I'll kill you if we don't just do this. So
I guess I'd have been like, 911.
there are options. September 5th, 1976, the married couple goes for a hike, and Glennon Engleman shoots Peter Helm on the trail. So Carmen is screaming for help. It turns out she did kind of love Peter after all. She gets depressed from this. I don't know why this is all like super relevant to the story, but maybe I'm trying to paint you a picture.
You are.
Lovely.
I know, but if you're on a hike, like, the way to kill somebody is like they fall off a cliff, right? Not a gunshot wound.
Maybe they tried making it look like a robbery gone wrong.
Who is robbing people on
That's
hikes?
just what I'm going with. Yeah.
I feel
Continue.
like we would be surprised by that. But like people actually getting robbed on hikes.
It happens. Well, okay, so I guess like where they were hiking, there were beer cans like hanging from the trees with gunshots in them. So I don't know, it looked like a target practice incident. I don't
Interesting.
know. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right.
So
moving
yeah,
on.
they were hiking. Glennon shoots him on the trail. So Nick Miranda, which is Carmen's brother, takes over the insurance policy situation since Carmen is going through a depression. He's just trying to help her out and get through this. Nick gets suspicious of Glennon, and Glennon ends up admitting to Nick, your brother-in-law was hard to kill. So at this point, he's kind of getting like a demigod complex, and he's just getting very confident in himself.
I think when you do something so many times, you forget that it's abnormal. So, like, you just start spouting off, like, crazy things that you think.
Yeah.
Like, your brother-in-law was hard to kill. Like, what?
Yeah. So up until this point, Glennon's accomplices are usually a female friend. But for the next scheme, he does have an old friend help out. His name is Handy. I have his like full name. Robert Handy. There we go.
He had so many just willing people around him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was probably pretty charming and manipulative, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
usually...
like, the description of him I read, like, he is not an attractive person, but for some reason he has the charisma to get the ladies. It's weird. There's a picture of him in this book somewhere.
Here, hand it to me. I'll find.
You find it's after the like Janine Jones one. So yeah. Reading. Okay, so yes, their next target. So Glennon's new girlfriend, I guess, her name is Barbara. She gets married to Ronald Goosewell. And come to find out,
Sorry, that's funny.
his name. Wow.
I found
Yeah,
Glennon.
he's really not attractive, but for some reason the ladies just can't resist him.
Alicia's face.
It's like someone painted a clown face on the man. Look at his eyebrows.
Whoa.
Looks like a
Have you seen the movie Wrong Turn? That movie makes me think
Like
of the
this
movie
guy-
Wrong Turn.
God.
Yeah.
Ladies,
I don't get
pick
it.
better.
I don't get it. Okay, so yes, Ronald Goosewell, they find out, is pretty well off. He is to inherit $500,000 from his parents, who are farmers, once they pass away. So Glennon and Barbara and Handy decide to kill Ronald Goosewell's parents before killing Ronald. So
Gets a little wonky when you start killing entire families.
right, gets a little messy. Glennon and Handy go to the Goosewell farm. They shoot both of the parents. So the dad's name is Arthur, and I guess they don't kill him all the way before they leave, and Arthur calls the police, and then he does pass away from a gunshot wound, but he calls the police. So the police kind of know what happened, but they still don't have any leads or any suspects. So March 1979, Barbara takes out a $193,000 life insurance policy on Ronald, who just inherited $500,000 and the estate from his parents. Rolling in the dough.
Dang. Yeah. Now they're like, here's our prize goose. Here's our prize egg. All right.
And I thought skin hunting was quite the business plan.
Yeah.
These guys
This
have
is-
a business plan.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they don't spread it out far enough, though. Like, they
Well,
kill his
good.
parents.
Then they
and
get caught. I can't wait.
So March 14th, 1979, Glennon and Handy killed Ronald at he and Barbara's home with a gunshot and a hammer. So it's an extremely messy murder, and Barbara helps clean up the mess with like super nice towels. They're like really high end, and this eventually gets used as evidence.
I would never. I just have to say, you could never convince me to do anything like this.
Clean up a murder or murder someone?
Both.
True.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning up. No.
All the blood.
No.
So yeah, they wrap up his body in these towels and try and clean up the blood as much as they can, and they leave his body in his in his Camaro that they eventually abandon. And he's found 5 days later, so his body is well on its way to decomposition. It's stinky by the time they find him.
What? No way.
Yes.
Ashley.
Yes.
Stinky, bloated,
Yeah. All the things.
decomposed.
Painting a picture. So Barbara receives her $193,000 insurance policy and inherits Ronald's estate. Bam. They're not caught yet, though. While Glennon awaits his payout, he is also in a legal dispute with a dental technician named Sophie Barrera. She did some work for him and went unpaid, so she wants to get paid and files a claim for $14,500.
Holy crap. How long was he not paying this girl and she was still working? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, and I think she was making like dentist molds and stuff for him, and I don't know
okay.
how much that stuff costs, but I imagine it's not cheap, but still, that's
That's a good
decent
sum of
amount
money, especially for that time.
Yeah. But, you know, if you get on Glennon's bad side, he's going to want to kill you. So poor Sophie. On January 14th, 1980, Sophie leaves work and she gets in her car. And when she begins to drive off, a bomb gets triggered and her car explodes and she's instantly killed.
So this is the first time he's killed and didn't get money.
Right.
It was still about money, but he wasn't gaining any money.
The thing from Barbara and the Goosewells. Talking about that.
No, I'm talking about when he kills Sophie.
Oh yeah,
So, 'cause
Sophie. Yeah,
it's about money, but
Yeah.
like he's not getting anything.
he just
from
doesn't
it.
want to pay. Yeah, exactly.
Which is insane considering the amount of money that you're making doing your side job.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, of killing.
Yes, being a contract
Side
killer.
job. Okay.
What? That's not your side job? You don't just go home and
Kill a few people
and then
get some money
paid and come back.
What about you, Dolan?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Just stick with playing bass. Wait, there's no money to be made as a musician
Nope.
unless you're like
But people like it.
Metallica.
Well, you guys just got to work harder.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So an investigation is finally started after Sophie is killed because obviously she's in a legal dispute with Glennon, so he's a suspect. He gets questioned. January 19th, Ruth, his latest wife,
Ruth Jolly.
yes, she comes forward that Glennon has killed many people, and she decided to, so I guess they're still friends in a way, so she decides to wear a wire around Glennon and eventually gets him to open up about the murders. And he opens up about the scheme with Carmen Miranda and that he killed Peter Helm. So February 24th, 1980, he's finally charged and arrested along with Robert Handy. All of his co-conspirators, so all of the ladies that he's worked with, eventually come forward, turn him in, and testify.
That's the only way to get themselves out of trouble, too.
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
exactly, yeah.
Reduced.
Reduced trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come
Probably some
forward
sort
about
of a
it.
plea deal or whatever.
Which, I mean, to be fair, they were
Absolutely.
all totally manipulated into
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I would say except for the first wife. She was about it.
Yeah.
It was probably her idea.
She was all in. So after several trials to cover all of the murders that he committed and was a part of, Glennon Engleman received 5 life sentences, and he does die in prison. He died in prison March 3rd, 1999. So Robert Handy, who was in on it a little bit, receives 17 years in prison. Barbara Goosewell gets sentenced 50 years for her part in her husband's murder. Glennon was 72 when he died from diabetes, complications with diabetes. So over a 30-year span, he killed 7 people, and he made like just less than $50,000 from these schemes. So again, if he would have just been a dentist, made a good living, like he would have been fine financially, but he admitted that he just liked to kill people.
Well,
Yeah.
man, these people drive me nuts.
So he's like a successful dentist, but he just liked to kill people on the side. He was bored with his life, I guess.
I'm not killing somebody for $50,000. I'm not killing 7 people for just $50,000. Sorry, you have to pay me a lot more money than that.
Well, and he was supposed to make
to convince
a
me.
bunch from the whole Barbara Goosewell,
Oh,
but she
yeah.
just like never paid them. There was something
I
going
wouldn't have
on where
paid
she
him
didn't
either.
pay them right away.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Jeez. Was all that money returned to their family? Do we know?
the Goosewell family.
Oh,
No, all the
I have no
other money
idea.
that they...
any money, yeah. I mean,
I doubt it.
I
probably
have no
just
idea.
went back to the state. I don't know.
Probably was never recovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is on money over 30 years
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
killing.
True.
Yeah. It was That's just crazy that he got away with it that long. So you don't like the dentist. I know Rich doesn't like the dentist. You never know what your dentist might be doing on the side. Killing people.
God, I hope not.
I don't mind the dentist. When I was little, I loved going to the dentist.
I don't so much love it, but I don't hate it.
I would always get like a toy after leaving the dentist. So I think that's why I like going.
I take Forrest to this pretty bougie dentist office and gets a toy. They get to watch a movie.
And you get out of school. It's like you feel so cool when your mom comes and picks you up from school early and get to go to the dentist. I liked it. I'm a nerd.
We know.
Thanks. All right.
Well, next time we're going to talk about...
Yes. So 2 weeks we're going to talk about Gwendolyn Graham and Kathy Wood. So these two... I don't want to give away all the nitty-gritty details, obviously, but these two are definitely, kind of popular serial killers, I guess. So I'll just leave it at that. Murder. Don't do it, Glennon Engleman.
Don't do anything Glennon Engleman or his co-conspirators. Randy Handy. What's his name?
Randy Handy.
Robert Handy.
Robert Handy.
Barbara Goosewell.
Don't do anything that they would do, which is steal money and murder.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Murder.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Murder.
Thank you for listening to Healthcare Horrors, brought to you by Atlas MedStaff. Just a reminder, we are not healthcare professionals. We are just fans of true crime, talking about some of history's darkest moments in healthcare. Stay tuned, stay healthy, and stay safe.